Podketeers.
Copyright strike.
Exactly.
What a way to start the episode. All right. So, as you could probably tell by the thumbnail for this video, if you're watching it, or the preview from Instagram or wherever you happen to hear, or even the title of this episode if you're just listening to the podcast, we're bringing back the Disney draft today, and we are drafting the Muppets. Now, this was interesting because, one, we love the Muppets. But it was funny because, one, we know that social media applications are always listening in on us, right? Mm-hmm. And at some point, we must have said something about the Muppets because within hours of each other, I saw a video on TikTok that then Andrew brought up, and it was the same Muppet video, right? The problem with this video is that it goes into a rabbit hole because people are talking about how there's like uppercase M Muppets and lowercase M Muppets, and then there's the Muppets, and so we're going to show you a couple of those videos. But before we jump in to the draft and to the videos, I know we jumped right in to the episode once we started recording, but how are you both feeling with your selections for this draft today?
Considering last draft was a bust and the previous one too, you know what? If I happen to get one or three, the rest is icing on the cake. So that's all I'm waiting for is hopefully I'll get either one of those numbers.
Yeah.
That'll
What about
help.
you, Andrew?
You know what? I'm pretty happy with my list. If I'm able to get any of the ones on my list, I'm pretty happy. I know that kind of the parameters we've set and the limited number of Muppet characters, we might be vying for a few of the same ones. But we'll see. There's lots of Muppets. I have the Muppet Wiki up just in case I need to pick a different Muppet if I run out of all my other ones. I have the list A to Z of everything, of every Muppet, so I can pick another one if I need.
Right on. How many do each of you have like ready to go right now?
18.
I think
18?
I also have about 18.
Okay, I have 21. So the idea is essentially we are going to draft 8 as part of the main draft on this episode. Then we're going to do an additional 4 that we're going to post to Patreon for the FGP Squad.
Right.
We always have like our, honorable mentions and stuff like that at the end. But there's a few in here that I really had to dig deep and try to remember some of my like favorite Muppet Show skits and stuff, like to really bring those in, because obviously I feel like this happened with the last draft for me. I went for the super popular ones, and I kind of want to start that way in a way too, but there's some in here that I feel like I need on my list.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, so I want to show a couple of these videos. These are TikTok videos that we found where they're talking about this whole Muppet thing and whether or not it's capital M and this and that and here or there. Here, let's check out this first one, and then we will talk about it a little bit after.
All right.
There's Muppets, and then there's the Muppets. It's very simple.
Incorrect. There are 3 different designations of Muppet. There's lowercase m Muppet. That is a noun. That is a type of thing. There's uppercase M Muppet. That is a type of character. And there is the Muppets, who are an entertainment troupe. These are terms that exist out of canon. This is a term that exists only in canon. Kermit the Frog. He is a Muppet, he is a Muppet, and he is a member of the Muppets. Kermit the Frog is right here in the middle. Guy Smiley from Sesame Street. He is a Muppet. He is a Muppet. He is not a member of the Muppets, so he's right over there. Not every Muppet is a Muppet, and not every Muppet is a member of the Muppets. Characters from the Wubulous world of Dr. Seuss. They are Muppets created by the Henson Creature Shop. They are not Muppets, however, and of course they are not the Muppets. They are right here. Now I know what you're thinking. Well, there would be no characters right here and no characters right there because this just narrows down. Wrong. Baby Fozzie from the Muppet Babies. Member of the Muppets gang is a Muppet, but is a cartoon, not a Muppet. So Baby Fozzie is right there. Muppet Babies also opens us up to Skeeter, Scooter's sister. Skeeter is a Muppet. Skeeter is not a Muppet. And Skeeter never becomes a member of the Muppets. Skeeter is right there. What about members of the Muppets who are not Muppets? There are from time to time human actors who, in the canon of the Muppets, are treated as members of the Muppets troupe. It doesn't matter if it's only a cameo. It doesn't matter if it's only a gag because the term the Muppets only exists in canon. That places them right there. Not Muppets, but they're in the Muppets.
All right. So with all that said, agreed or disagreed so far?
Sorry. Why? Just they're Muppets. Just you.
It matters,
it's too much,
Melissa.
I know.
Matters.
It's just you
The
had me on
Muppets,
Muppets, and then that's all I kept hearing was Muppets, and they're showing us this Venn diagram, and they're going way into it, and it's like, guys, it's Muppets.
Okay.
Let's have peace.
Remember at the beginning I told you it was like a rabbit hole and
Yep.
it goes deeper? Okay, let's watch this video.
Oh boy.
There's Muppets, and then there's the Muppets. It's very simple.
Incorrect. There are 3 different designations of Muppet. There's lowercase m Muppet. That is a noun. That is a type of thing. There's uppercase M Muppet. That is a type of character. And there is the Muppets, who are an entertainment troupe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, there would be no characters right here and no characters right there because this just narrows down. Wrong. Baby Fozzie from
Okay, here comes the other Stitch. Don't worry.
Okay, I was confused for a second.
Is a Muppet.
Well, he goes over this one because the other person that...
A
Here we
Muppet.
go.
Close, but still a little off. Muppet Baby Puppets, aka Muppet Baby Muppets, do exist. We've seen Baby Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, Animal, Piggy, Baby Rolf, Baby Scooter, and even Baby Penguin, I forget her name. The only Muppet baby that was never a puppet was Skeeter, and then Bunsen Beaker, and a few little other ones. So, right logic, but wrong character to use. Example. My replica Baby Kermit puppet, made for me by Uzzieworks. He is exactly how he would look in Muppets Take Manhattan. We saw the babies in Muppets Take Manhattan and Muppet Family.
All right, so that's where the video cuts off.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, there's this rabbit hole of, what's a Muppet, who's a Muppet, capital M, lowercase m, and that's just scratching the surface.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There are tons of videos, and we saw in both videos that it started off with this very angry creator saying that it's like, there's the Muppets, and then there's... Okay, the reason I didn't show that video was because he's dropping F-bombs left and right in his video. He is very passionate about it. So I decided not to show him. No, not now. Stop. I decided not to show his video because, obviously, rated G, PG podcast. We're not going to be dropping that language. But his name is there if you want to search for him and, search TikTok and find the video and stuff yourself. But here, that's where we are. That's where we're starting. We decided that we're going to do the Muppets. Ranges anywhere from the Muppet Show to Muppets, the ABC shows, the Office parody and stuff like that. One of the ones that I had selected, I ended up having to eliminate from my original list because it didn't fit into this criteria, because I had chosen Waldo C. Graphic from Muppet 3D Vision, or Muppet Vision 3D rather, as one of my selections. And I thought, but he's not in the films, but he's kind of in
Heyzen.
and
I would say
so-
yes.
I know.
Guess who has Waldo C. Graphic on his list?
Oh, you have him too. Nice. You know what? Then I'm gonna leave him. Whoever
Yeah,
gets him
exactly.
first.
Exactly.
Okay, whoever gets them first then. But I love, anyway, the whole point is that there's such a huge range for us to pull from, but the ones that we didn't pull from were like the Sesame Street characters or some of these other like
Fraggle
branches,
Rock,
like
the
Fraggle
Dark
Rock
Crystal.
and stuff like that. Yeah. So just
yeah.
because it was a Henson creation didn't fit into the Muppet criteria. So we're gonna try to stick to the Muppet criteria.
It's basically, at this point, any character that is now owned by the Walt Disney Company.
Right.
At that point.
Right.
Because Sesame Street characters are owned by the Sesame Workshop. The Fraggle Rock, I think, is owned by, like, I don't know, Apple or somebody. There's, the rights for all that other stuff. And Henson, the Henson Company, Creature Shop and everything, they own stuff outright too. So it seems like basically Muppets owned by Disney at this point.
pretty much. So, okay, are we ready to kick this off?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right, I am going to start by sharing the screen again and loading up our random.org website. Let me bring that up here. And I have gone ahead and entered all of our names.
All right.
See? With the numbers, and I'm hoping that this works because I think it's one per line, so it should work. But here we go. Melissa,
Wait.
me, Andrew. Oh!
Just in the
Wait.
order it was.
Wait, for reals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm stuck in the middle this
I'm
time.
all excited.
Stuck in the middle with you.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
So if this is your first time hanging out with us for one of these drafts, what we do is a snake-style draft. After we go one round, 1, 2, and 3, 3 goes again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. So 1 and 3 get to go twice after the first, and at the end, 1 gets 2 picks again. So usually whoever gets stuck as number 2 gets a pretty bad selection round, but we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty set on the order that I want to get these in. I knew that there were some that I knew were going to get pulled by either Andrew or Melissa at some point. I'm just hoping that I get to them first. One thing before we start that I would like to propose.
All right.
Now,
Yes.
Rules.
we don't have to say whether these characters are on our list right now or not, but we've never done this in a draft before, but I feel it might play a significant role in this one.
Okay.
Would we like to add a trade at the end, or trading round? Because let's suppose that we want Skeeter and Scooter, but one of us ends up with Skeeter and one ends up with Scooter.
I like this.
Are we willing to do a final trade at the end? Like each person gets one trade with either one or both of us to round out our final list.
As long as we have veto power, and I don't want, it has to be agreed upon by both members.
Yes.
But
That's
I'm
fine.
good with
That's
let's do
fine.
it. Let's see how it ends up. Let's see how it shakes out, because
Okay.
it sounds good to me.
All right, that's as far as I thought that through. So it could very well blow up in our face.
All right, I
but
want
it's
to
gonna
trade
be fun
draft
going
picks
through
right
it.
now. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like to trade the Rock, please.
There's a Rock Muppet, I'm sure. Let me look in the
Probably.
Muppet Wiki.
Okay, so Melissa is going to go first. Let me bring up my list here so that I can start keeping track. And Melissa, kick it off.
I'm so happy to be in this position right now. First one, give me Miss Piggy. I'm like, I need to have her
Okay.
on my list.
Freaking Piggy.
Yes.
Miss freaking
My
Piggy.
girl.
Miss Piggy. Hiya!
Yeah. She doesn't take any crap. There
Miss
you go.
Piggy,
No,
voiced by
she
Frank
does
Oz.
not.
Maybe I should just tell you who voices every Muppet as we go.
That'd be good.
Voiced by Frank Oz. Let's try to remember
good.
all of them.
All right. Well, this actually
And perform.
works out really well for me
Uh-huh. I guess I have to
because
check Miss Piggy off my list. By Piggy.
I just checked Miss Piggy off of my list, but again, this works really well for me because in my number one spot, I have to ask the question, why are there so many songs about rainbows? I have to draft my boy Kermit.
Of course.
By Kermit from number one. It's okay.
I have to start with Kermit. If only for the Rainbow Connection. It's an iconic song. It holds really sentimental, like real deep sentimental meaning for me because it's one of the lullabies that I used to sing to my kids when they were really young. And even as they got older, they learned the lyrics. And before that stopped, like we would sing it together, you know, right before bedtime. So that's a really special song for me. So I may have fought you in the end to try to get Kermit. I would have maybe even sent you $20 on top of the trade to get Kermit as my number one. So
Yeah,
we
Kermit
go.
the Frog, voiced originally by and performed by Jim Henson and Steve Whitmer, and then Matt Vogel currently. Just so
let
everybody
me see.
knows.
Can I? Hi ho, this is Kermit the Frog here.
And Miss
Am I good?
Piggy is now performed by Eric Jacobson after Frank Oz. Only
Oh.
two performers for Miss
I
Piggy.
didn't know who
Yeah.
Miss Piggy is.
Well,
Yeah,
there
that's
you go. So my third pick, should come at no surprise, was my number two after Kermit. I just put Kermit, not that Kermit is my favorite Muppet. It's just, I think Kermit rounds out the list. We talked about this before, that the reason that the Muppets are funny as a group is because Kermit is the straight man. You need a straight man in a group to make a funny thing. Like everybody annoys Kermit, and so that's just what happens. So one of Kermit's main antagonists, best bud, all around great guy. First round pick for Andrew, Fozzie Bear. Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie.
Nice.
Fozzie's performers are the same as Miss Piggy, so Frank Oz and Eric Jacobson.
That one hurts. That was my number two as
Fozzie,
well. So.
Fozzie Bear. And then I guess now it's my turn again. And my number two, I'm already questioning my list order here. We're going to do it. My number two, Rolf the dog.
Nice.
Rolf
Not bad.
the dog, originally
a bad
performed
choice.
by Jim Henson, currently performed by Bill Beretta.
I like it. I had Rolf, but I had him pretty far down on my list. You gotta love the Piano Man,
You got it. You know what? You need a little bit of music in there.
and not Billy Joel Piano Man, just like
none
Piano
of that
Comma
Billy
Man.
Joel.
All right, back to me.
Oh yeah. All confused.
Okay, I am going to go with. Okay, well, you took Fozzie. I'm going to go with another iconic song, and the character that sings this song, Manamana.
Phenomena was
Nice.
on my list towards the bottom. Good choice. Taking Phenomena
Very
off
good
my
choice.
list. Kind of
Yeah.
high up, surprisingly, but good job. That's another Jim Henson, and Bill Beretta character for Phenomena.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the character. That song is one of those where even if you're not a huge Muppet fan, I think if you just went up to random people in the park and were like, Manamana, most of those people would be like, doo doo doo
Yeah.
doo.
You could probably do that to somebody at like the mall, like, and most
Yeah.
people would get it. Like it
Yeah.
transcends the Muppet Show. It's that popular.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so my second choice is I'm trying to build up the trifecta that's behind me. So I have Animal as my number 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice choice.
Animal wasn't even on my list, surprisingly
Really?
enough. But
He
that's
was-
okay.
I'm going to tell you exactly where I slotted him on mine. He was number 6.
Nice.
Ah.
Animal, I
nice.
believe, is a Frank Oz performance as well. Yeah, Frank Oz, Eric Jacobson, Animal.
Okay, so my next pick.
Oh, I can look.
I mean,
can
I was like double checking. I would guess that this person or this Muppet would be on the list, and I need a little bit of spooky, so I want
Oh,
Uncle Deadly.
I knew it. I
Yep.
knew it. Yeah, he
yeah.
was one of the characters that I have on my list. I'll tell you, he's 11. Sorry,
Oh.
he's 10 on my list. I'm looking at my list incorrectly because of the headers. Animal was actually number 5.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
Uncle Deadly was 10 on my list. And he was originally higher, and I thought, I'm sure I'm going to lose Uncle Deadly like really early to Mel. And I actually thought I was going to lose Animal to Andrew.
Oh,
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. Uncle Deadly performer Jerry Nelson originally, and then Matt Vogel currently.
Right on. Okay, so we're shifting a few up here, and my number 4 is... Oh, actually, it is your turn. So I'm going to choose my boy Beaker here as
course.
my next selection, which is technically my number 3. He's listed as my 4. I'm jumping around, but he's my 3rd selection in the Muppets draft.
Nice.
he was 5 on my list.
Okay, now go away.
Beaker, originally performed by Richard Hunt, then Steve Whitmire, then currently David Rudman. Don't know too much about David Rudman. 2017 to present, Beaker. But I guess that moves it on to me now. And so here goes some interesting picks for Andrew, but that's okay. Number 3 on my list, Sweetums.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Number 3, Sweetums. You gotta have one of those full body characters in there. I love Sweetums. Muppet Vision 3D, I always love Sweetums. Hey, you guys are in the movie and all that. I love Sweetums.
That's a cool part.
And
Well, I mean, I figure, like, I look like a big hairy ogre, right? So I figure, like, why not have Sweetums on my
why
list?
not have Sweetums? I think I have to look it up, but I think Sweetums was originally performed by Brian Henson, if I'm not, or maybe he was just.
cool.
No, I have it wrong. Richard Hunt, John Henson, another Henson son, and
Okay.
Matt Vogel currently.
Mel, where did you
Nice.
have Sweetums on your list?
15.
Okay. I had him as 9.
Ooh.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess for my number 4, Snakety Snake style, we have. I'm gonna lock it in by putting a 4 next to it. Oops, I did it wrong. The Swedish Chef.
No.
The
Oh.
Swedish
He was my
Chef.
4.
Hey, borshku dadushki bushki boo.
Whew, okay. I switched
I'm
this
sorry.
around. It's okay.
That's another Jim Henson, Bill Beretta character.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, we're back to me.
Back
Where
to
are we on this
Heyzen.
one? Should I pair them up? No. All right.
Oh, risky.
Yeah. I am going to take a risk on this one. But for my number 1,
Number 1.
or my next choice, my number 4, I don't even know where I got 1. My number 4, I'm going to go with Statler.
Okay.
Rude. Those are they're like lower down on the list, but I was thinking about moving them to higher up on the list to group them since I have the double pick.
Yeah.
So rudeness, I say, but that's okay. That's how this goes.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. We might be able to trade at the end.
Well, we'll see who gets what.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
That
I
is
guess
true.
the biggest thing.
Very, very true.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna put
Statler, Richard
these two
Hunt
here.
performer.
Right on.
Okay. I had to rearrange everything. Okay. I'm like, wait. Uh-oh. I'm good. Okay, we're good.
You
All right.
good?
Finally,
All right.
yes. So 4 and 5.
Well, let's do 4.
Okay.
And then we'll take a quick break
Yes.
to thank a very special group of listeners, and then we'll go into
Absolutely.
the second part of the draft.
Okay, sounds good. So 4, I was going through my list, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta bring these 2 up because this one up. Shouldn't say these 2, but I'm like, I need to have this guy because this guy is crazy and does things and likes to be adventurous. Gonzo, give me Gonzo the Great.
Yeah. It's a
Nice.
solid choice.
Yeah.
Was Gonzo on your list, Andrew?
Gonzo is on my list a little farther down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on my list. I don't even have to look up. That's Dave Gold's performer of Gonzo, the only one that's still really around from the
Oh,
original
wow.
Muppet crew that are still performing. Dave Goals.
So Gonzo was number 14 on my list. So I wasn't. I wanted him, but I wasn't itching to have him as part of that like that high 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay. All right, let's see. So let me quickly sort these by drafted. We'll do a quick recap. We'll thank a very special group of listeners, and then we'll go on to part 2
All right.
of our draft here. All right, so quick recap of where we are so far. Mel started us off, and she drafted Miss Piggy as her number 1. Number 2 was Animal. Number 3 was Uncle Deadly. And number 4 was Gonzo the Great. Andrew started off with Fozzie Bear. Fozzie. 2 was Ralph. I can't do Ralph. I've always tried, but his voice is too raspy and like
It is.
like I can't hit it. So for number 3, Andrew drafted me, and then 4 was the Swedish Chef.
Swedish Chef. That's right.
And my 4 so far, I kicked it off with Kermit. Number 2 was Phenomena. 3 was Beaker, and 4 was Statler. Now, before we go into part 2 of the draft and select our other 4, we want to take a quick moment to thank a very special group of listeners. That is the FGP Squad, our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it is their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, some information about what the FGP Squad is all about. But being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks like access to exclusive discount codes for brand new Podketeers gear, access to additional content that we upload to Patreon, a special section of our Discord, random giveaways, and more. So if you want more information again on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. All right. So
If you're just listening, Beaker's on the screen instead of Heyzen.
he
Right.
looks angry. Why does he look so angry?
I don't know. He
you
looks
angry?
terrified.
Oh, buddy. I know.
He's like a little
Why don't you go get
puppy.
some rest? Why don't you go get some rest?
Go
You good?
memes.
You good? I know, pal. I know. All right, go get some rest.
Now I gotta get a Muppet puppet. Jeepers creepers. I gotta.
Okay. So, Mel, last we left off, you made your number 4 selection. Kick us off with your number 5 in part 2.
Number 5. I mixed up my list because when you start looking at your list, you're like, oh, maybe this one should go up. So this one, give me a little bit of spice. I want Pepe Le Prawn.
Pepe Prawn.
Yep.
Oh, wait, no, I don't have Pepe on my list. That's okay.
He was on my list.
The friggin' shrimp.
Prawn.
He was gonna be part of the FGP Squad list. He was my number 11.
Sorry.
That's a really horrible Pepe the Prawn, but it's close enough.
It works.
Close enough.
Pepe
All right.
the King Prawn, you should say. Pepe
My
the
bad.
King
Oh, that's
Prawn.
right.
Yes,
Constance
the King
did remind
Prawn,
us.
performed by Bill Beretta.
Yes. I'm actually really happy that this worked out for me because it would have hurt if they were split up. I'm going to continue on with my
Rude.
next choice
I'm just
here.
gonna erase it now.
Number 5. I'm bringing in a Waldorf to Team
Yeah.
Heyzen.
Wow.
Bye Waldorf off my list. That's okay. Hey, look at the guy in the goofy mask. That's not a mask. Oh, sorry, lady.
We would have also accepted, oh, sorry, Heyzen.
Sorry, Heyzen. I believe performed by Jim Henson originally, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
Awesome.
I don't have it looked up.
I have a picture of. Actually, do I have it available here? Let me do a quick Google Drive search here, because I had a picture of me and Statler and Waldorf from a really, really early Zoom from back in like 2022. Let me see if I have.
So you just picked Waldorf, right? You had Statler
Yeah.
originally.
I have
Okay.
Statler and
Yeah.
Waldorf now.
Yeah, but Waldorf was the second one. Yeah, Jim Henson, then Dave Goles are Waldorf.
Through the magic of editing, if I found it, you'll see it right here. It looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, if it's there.
Preemptively. Back to the main. All right, Andrew.
Oh,
Let's
me.
keep this going here.
All right. Okay. Andrew's number 4 is, can you dig it?
Andrew's number
number
five.
5. Dr. Teeth.
Good choice.
Very good choice.
Dr. Teeth.
I struggled with. I knew I wanted Dr. Teeth, but I feel like the Electric Mayhem has to come as a unit.
Well, Melissa's got animals, so they're broken up. We broke
I
up
took
the
the
band.
drummer.
That's true. And I will say, I'm willing to give him up because he's really far down on my list, but I had Zoot on my list.
Hey, how about number 6 on Andrew's list? Zoot!
Oh,
That's his favorite.
nice.
That's his favorite member.
My
Even
favorite
I know
member
that.
of I Love Zoot. He plays the saxophone. He goes, yeah, man. And
Yep.
it's great. I love Zoot.
Yeah.
Number
There was
6.
there was a thing
Zoot.
that he did with Rolf one time that I really, really liked. So yeah, of all of the members, I ended up selecting Zoot, but it's
Well, he's
cool. I'm
mine
glad
now.
that you ended up with him.
Yeah, no, I like so Zoot and Menomina have the sax and violence bit, and I think it's my favorite. It's in the first episode of the Muppet Show, and it's like my favorite Muppet bit ever. And he goes, "Forgive me, Charlie Parker, wherever you are," and he plays Zoot just plays the saxophone, goes like honk, and then like Menomina starts hitting him with a stick and stuff. It's very funny. Look up sax and it's very good.
All right.
So yes, Zoot number 6.
I love it. It's a great choice. Great choice.
Thank you.
All right, things are heating up. I could tell why, because my glasses are fogging up and I'm starting to
schwitzing.
sweat. I know. It's getting intense. Here we go. All right, I'm actually going to move these around because I want a character that's not very well known as my number 6. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go
right.
with Crazy Harry
Ooh,
as my
okay.
next choice. The fact that he just loves to blow stuff up on stage all the time or wherever he is. Did someone say bang? So I'm going with Crazy Harry as my next choice.
Crazy Harry, performed by Jerry Nelson and then Matt Vogel. And I also didn't say Zoot. Well, Dr. Teeth originally performed by Jim Henson, and Zoot originally performed by Dave Goelz. I think currently also performed by Dave Goelz. So there's that. Anyway, I got to give you all the information. I can't give up now.
It's true.
I like it.
You're doing awesome, though. You are.
Muppet Wiki.
Yeah.
All right, Mel. Next 2 choices.
All right. So I gotta take. I just gotta have her. She's so cool. She is so groovy. Gotta love her. I'm taking Janice.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa and I have the.
You have the
We're just gonna
entire
split
band.
the Electric Mayhem. Nobody has lips yet. But anybody wants lips.
The night is young.
Well, nobody has. No, I have another member on my list still that nobody has said yet as well.
Or is it Melissa's number
Is
7?
it Melissa's number 7?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
We'll see.
Yeah, Janice is a great choice too.
Janice. Hold on, I gotta click on the J for Janice, and then go to Janice. Performed by. Let's see if I can. I want to say it's let's see, Richard Hunt, and then currently David Rudman.
Ooh,
Anyway,
pretty interesting.
Very nice.
for Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that the Statue of Liberty at the end on the postcard at the end of It's a Small World looks like Janice.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You have to
Little bit.
look it up. It looks a lot like Janice.
Yeah. All right.
So Andrew, you're gonna have to go way down the list for this name when you look it up. When you look up who voices the
Is it-
person.
Okay.
Number 7, I think this character is just kooky and stuff and silly. It's the fish thing. So, New Zealand.
New
Oh.
Zealand. He's on the front page of the Muppets Wiki. He's in his
Oh,
famous
nice.
dancing fish, boomerang fish or whatever. Yeah, New Zealand, performed by Jerry Nelson, then Matt Vogel.
Hey.
I just want like one of the what are those little like puffy accordion things called?
The
Do they have a
ruff
name?
around the neck.
Yeah,
It's called a
what is that-
ruff.
Is that
Is it?
is that's a ruff?
Yeah,
I never
like
knew what that was
Shakespeare
called.
wears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
It's
never
called
knew
a-
what that was called.
Let's
But
see,
that-
or a ruffed collar.
Okay, so Melissa, New Zealand. Okay,
Yep,
number
ruff.
7.
It's called a ruff.
Okay,
I looked
we
it
should
up.
all get ruffs for the next episode and just like,
A round flat variation is often called a millstone collar.
hey, interesting.
We're learning.
Yeah, fancy pants.
Very fancy pants.
Oh,
Okay, I guess it's back to me.
Uh-huh.
And I can't believe this is actually happening twice for me in the draft, but I get to couple up another iconic pair, bringing onto Team Hazen, Bunsen Honeydew.
Doctor.
Nice.
Is he under Doctor? Let's see. No, he's under Bunsen Honeydew. Bunsen, Doctor, Bunsen Honeydew, performed by Dave Goelz. The one and only, the man, the myth, the legend.
This is fantastic.
The no-eyed Muppet.
I
You
am
know what?
so happy that I've ended up with both Statler and Waldorf and Bunsen and
Yeah.
Beaker.
and Beaker. Look at you being in the middle.
I know it's working out for you
Getting
really
Kermit
well.
Yeah.
and Bunsen, Beaker, Statler, and Waldorf.
Wow.
Your show's not very funny, though, over there.
Wait,
Well.
can you do?
That's
Oh,
all
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to say.
Just kidding. I was talking to myself. Ignore me.
Okay,
I was talking out
to
loud.
herself. It's okay. All right, I have some tough choices here because I have 2 picks left. And these are my last 2 for the main round. And I have to see if this is going to be... Oh, we're just going to do it. Who cares? Number 7, Rizzo the Rat.
Oh, he was my next
great
one.
choice.
He was my next
Great
one.
choice.
Number 7, Rizzo the Rat. And I'm here for the food. He's got his own pizza restaurant at Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios. What else can I say about Rizzo? Rizzo the Rat, originally performed by Steve Whitmire. I think he created the character. I don't know who he's performed by now because I think Steve Whitmire is not with the Muppet performers anymore. But Rizzo, yeah, great character. Love Rizzo.
I love it.
And my last pick for the draft, the main draft, I need a straight man in this whole ensemble, somebody that people can pick on since you couldn't have Kermit because he was stolen right out from under me. America, here you go, Sam Eagle.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You just took the last two that would have chosen.
Or Sam the Eagle, I'm sorry. Sam the Eagle. Frank Oz, originally performer, and now Eric Jacobson.
So I had Sam on my list, but he's like in the 20s.
Ooh, poor Sam. Melissa and I apparently had the same last two.
Yeah.
Rizzo and Sam Eagle.
Right after each other. I'm like, oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But you got Miss Piggy, so you're fine.
I am. I'm happy.
Okay. I need to make this a good one. You know what? I'm gonna skip what would have been my next choice. Actually, I don't know if I should. Technically, they can't. They would be a group. If I drafted.
I sense this is on my list as well, so go for it.
I don't think so.
No?
I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go for my next choice. They would have, I guess, technically been a duo. I'll tell you after we finish the draft, and then you could tell me if it would have counted or not. But for my number 8, I'm gonna go with 80s Robot.
80s Robot from the Disney's movie The Muppets.
From The Muppets, yeah.
The Muppets. 80s
Oh,
Robot.
that Amy Adams is bodacious.
He drives
Perfect.
a car underwater. 80s Robot, the only Muppet that starts with a number. He's the first on the list, performed by Matt Vogel.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I'm rounding out my list with 80s Robot.
You know, I don't know how I feel about this 80s Robot as a Muppet character, but I'll give it to you.
If you have... I'm okay. I have others I can choose.
Okay, so I'm looking at this, and this is where the question comes in. This says 80s Robot is a robot character who debuted in the 2011 movie The Muppets. Unlike the principal Muppet characters, 80s Robot was designed and built by Legacy Effects. He lives in Kermit's mansion working as a valet or manservant for Kermit after the breakup of The Muppets. So I'm okay with it because it leaves more characters for everybody else to have. So
I'll tell you what. I will nix 80s Robot just to keep true to what we said the original limitations
because he's
were
on the
gonna be.
Muppets wiki, so like it's like I get
It's okay.
it, but
he's technically not felt.
He's
right?
not felt, and he's also wasn't built by the Henson Company,
Right?
or any of the Muppet Company.
And the not felt is why I had a problem keeping Waldo C. Graphic on my list originally. So I'm nixing 80s Robot, and I'm going to go with my next choice. Also, I think kind of a dark horse choice, Chip the IT guy.
You could have
with the big teeth.
With the big teeth. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
have to
heard
look
somebody
up.
has a problem here. Who are
Nope.
you? I'm Chip the IT guy. Cut to the close-up. Hi, I'm Chip the IT guy.
I'm gonna have to look up Chip the IT guy because I could not tell you who performs Chip. Chip, the IT guy, debuted in 1989, performed by Gord Robertson, currently performed by Dave Goles.
There you go.
Chip, the IT guy from Up Late with Miss Piggy.
Love it. All right. So there are our lists.
Melissa has
Wait, I
two more to
didn't
choose.
Oh, I'm so
my
sorry.
friend.
I'm so sorry.
No, I have one more.
Oh,
Yeah.
one more to choose.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. One more to choose.
I
One more.
accidentally put a number 8 next to Melissa's name here where it should have gone after my name on this last one. So
Ah.
I was like, I counted. I was like,
Waka
I'm sure it was one.
waka.
okay. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Last one, I'm like, for this group, I was like, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to allow Heyzen to have another duo. Taking Robin the Frog.
Robin,
I need a frog.
Kermit's nephew, Robin.
You know, it's funny when right before Andrew made his selection for Sam, and the way you were talking, I thought you were lamenting not having Kermit. And so I thought you were going to take Constantine in his place. And so now I thought you were going to take Constantine when he chose Sam. I was like, oh, Mel's going to choose Constantine this time. But you went Robin. Believe it or not, Robin was not on my list.
Stop.
Ah.
Was
For
not on my
reals?
list. Yeah.
I'm like, hey.
Robin, originally performed by Jerry Nelson, then Matt Vogel, then Peter Linz. There you go. Robin,
There we go.
Kermit's nephew. We never meet I don't know if we ever meet Kermit's brother and or sister,
I don't think so.
who is
Yeah, I don't think we do.
Robin's parent.
Now, that would be a good question to throw out for anybody on TikTok.
Oh,
Prove
put
us.
it on Quizneyland.
All right. Well, now we got to figure out who's Robin's parents are.
Or is
Ricky
he an
Gervais has
orphan?
cited that Robin is his favorite Muppet. Okay, that's fun. This is just in the notes.
Cool. All right. Well, here are the lists for our official Muppet drafts before we go into the possible trading round. Melissa's 8 choices are Miss Piggy, Animal, Uncle Deadly, Gonzo the Great, Pepe the Prawn,
King Prawn.
Janice. Oh, the King Prawn.
King
That's
Prawn.
right. Sorry. Janice, Lou Zealand, and Robin the Frog. Andrew's 8 choices are Fozzie Bear,
Wagga Wagga.
Ralph, Sweetums, The Swedish Chef, Dr. Teeth,
Oh yeah.
Zoot, Rizzo the Rat,
Yep.
and Sam the Eagle.
That's right.
And my 8 are Kermit the Frog, Mana, Beaker, Statler, Waldorf, Crazy Harry, Bunsen Honeydew, and Chip the IT guy. I like it.
Those are so,
His
those
teeth.
are yeah. He's got teeth. His big eyes that don't blink.
So, our list, I really like my list. I
do
don't have
too.
anyone that I feel like I want to trade.
Same.
I think it was only if we ended up with like splitting some groups. So
Yeah.
I think everybody, like if somebody ended up with Statler, somebody ended up with Waldorf, but it doesn't really look that way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess that ends the Muppets draft.
That's
We
it.
didn't have a trading round. I think it worked out really well for all of us.
Yeah.
If you were playing along with us, we would love to see what your lists look like or who you would draft. Who are your top 8 Muppets? You can use the same criteria that we used, and if you want to check out those videos that were on TikTok, we'll have the creator names. Again, the first one that both videos had stitched, as much as we wanted to show that video, there was, some cursing in there, and so we're trying to keep this podcast on the at least PG side of things, so we decided not to play that video. But that's it. That's going to wrap up our latest Disney draft for The Muppets, capital M. That's going to be the episode
The
title,
Muppets,
maybe.
capital
Disney
M.
draft, The Muppets, capital M in parentheses.
Capital M.
All right. Before we wrap up the episode, I do want to remind you that if you want to check out our latest episode, the Quizneyland playlist, if you would like to join us on Discord, you can find a link over at podketeers.com/links. On that site, you will also, or on that page, you will also find what we are currently fundraising for Team Vote Willie. You'll find a link to our YouTube channel and Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. You'll also find a list for our Armchair Imagineering series. So podketeers.com/links is where you want to go to check that out. Again, if you want to check out being a member of the FGP Squad, podketeers.com/FGP. And we got a Quizneyland coming up soon as well.
Yes, sometime in the next week-ish. There should be one out this week. But again, very busy person and life happens. And so it'll come out, I promise. There'll be questions. There'll be answers. There'll be facts. There'll be impressions. There's some music. Whatever. There's commercials. It'll all be there eventually.
We're going to have to start working on some commercials for this podcast as well. Like
All
those
right.
commercials, one of my favorite parts. Like
It's-
I can't, there's so much about Quizneyland that I love and appreciate. And I know that they're much shorter episodes, but I know what you go through to put those episodes together. And I feel like we need to bring some of that like Quizneyland energy
Let's
into
do
Podketeers.
it. Oh, you know what? This next episode was supposed to be an Arbor Day episode, so it's going to be all about trees. Let's see if that happens or not.
Is it that tree or this tree? Or
It'll
not that
be
tree, but
about
that
some
other
of these
tree?
other tree? Not that tree. We already
Okay,
talked about
okay.
that tree. There's a couple trees I've already talked about, so we won't
Okay,
talk
good to
about
know.
those trees.
Good to
but
know.
we will talk about some trees, and I'll have my Arbor Day commercial, everything. Arbor Day, even it's a week before Arbor Day. So, Arbor Day episode, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. Trees!
There's enough trees. We'll talk about some trees. Big tree, little tree, real tree, fake tree. Who knows?
I like it. Mama tree, Papa tree, baby tree.
Do, do, do,
Baby
do, do, do.
Oh.
tree, do, 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 do. Mommy tree, do, 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 do.
Oh my gosh.
By the way, speaking of possible little kid things, I'm going to throw it out there. People that like Bluey, the last episode of Bluey. Be prepared with tissues if you watch that episode. Not even joking. Be prepared with tissues if you decide to watch that
Alright.
episode. So that's it. That's going to wrap up this episode. We hope that you have enjoyed the latest Disney draft featuring The Muppets, capital M. And join us over on Discord. We'd love to have you as part of the conversation. Tell us what your top 8 choices are. You can also join us over on Instagram. You can join us over on YouTube as well. If you're over on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell icon for
Ding it!
notifications
Smack
whenever
it!
new
Click it!
episodes are released on YouTube. And FGP Squad, we're going to do another 4 choices as part of our Disney draft. So make sure that you check out Patreon for the next 4 choices. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.